The following program is produced at and funded by Lyndon State College, the college of the Northeast Kingdom.
Coming up tonight on News 7.
Tonight we've got a full recap of the Concord school vote and what parents are looking to do about their children's future.
Senator Bernie Sanders is just days away from announcing his presidential run. How will his announcement affect Vermonters?
A Burke Bridge is coming down for 3 weeks. What alternative routes will drivers have while the rebuilding process takes place? News 7 starts right now.
Live from the Vermont Center for Community Journalism, this is News 7 at 5:30.
Concord High School will officially be closing at the end of this school year. Good evening, I'm Kelly O'Brien.
And I'm Tom Wanek. That's right, with just a 75 vote difference, the town will be losing their only high school. News 7's Julia Rose has the final details of this year's vote and just how long it has been happening.
After 15 years of voting, the residents of Concord have elected to close the high school portion of Concord School.
This is one of the biggest turnouts they've had in a long time, but also one of the biggest margins in this vote. Typically it's within 17, 25, that range. 75 is a rather large margin, so it speaks to the will of the town.
Since 1990, the residents have had to vote on different points involving the school. For 2 years, the town voted on tuitioning out their students, but it was turned down all 3 times. It was 2 years after, in '94, when the town started to vote to close the high school portion of the school. That vote occurred 9 times, with this year being the 10th and final year.
I did vote to close, and I'm not afraid to say that because I think that the children have a right to go somewhere else if they want, and that the town should support that.
Corliss was the only resident that wished to speak on the topic. One resident did say that it is hard to talk about this because it is so raw. It is pinning neighbor against neighbor.
I feel bad that the school had to close for the children who would like to stay there. I only wish that the town had decided to maintain what they had started as far as school choice, and then, you know, they would have had the best of both worlds. But
with such a big decision being made last night, the town remains quiet for now, while they try to process and plan for the future. Reporting for the Vermont Center for Community Journalism, I'm Julia Rose in Concord.
Tonight, the school board will meet to discuss next year's school budget. We will have those numbers tomorrow.
Lawmakers are working on an alternative for the spending cap in schools in Vermont. The 2-year, 2.95% spending cap was approved by the House, but a lead attorney on the case, Robert Jensberg, says the cap would be unconstitutional. Consequently, a new idea has surfaced that purposes the legislature could use a per-pupil spending rate to control spending instead. If a district were to spend more than the statewide average of $14,000 on each pupil, they would face a penalty in taxes.
School money is one of the main issues that Senator Bernie Sanders is set to address if elected as president. Sanders is scheduled to make his announcement on a presidential run tomorrow. He was elected to Vermont's congressional seat in 1990 and then to the Senate in 2006. The Democratic Socialist wants to help middle-class America by making college more affordable, raising minimum wage to a, quote, livable wage, as well as addressing many other issues. But one St. Johnsbury resident is skeptical.
I like the guy, but I don't really think he's qualified because he jumped on the bandwagon 100 miles down the road after he should have been on it right at the beginning of the road, like with Obama. He just recently complained something Obama did. It's like, man, they wrote books about Obama before he even came into office complaining about what he'd do wrong, and that's what leadership is about.
If elected, Bernie Sanders would be the oldest president in office.
Vermont's other senator, Patrick Leahy, introduced a bill this morning that would protect Vermont businesses and innovators who became victims of patent trolls. The Patent Act would establish a clear, uniform standard for pleading patent infringement suits. It also supports the customers who are sued from patent infringements by allowing them to pause the case while the manufacturers litigates the suits.
Governor Peter Shumlin will be working with county prosecutors to appoint an independent counsel to investigate Attorney General Bill Sorrell's violations. Sorrell allegedly broke Vermont's campaign finance in 2012 when his primary campaign did not correctly report his campaign spending.
Governor Peter Shumlin's administration has proposed giving state employees a bonus for retiring. This could save the state $2.5 million per year. Eligible retirees would receive up to $15,000. The proposal is part of the new plan to save $10.8 million and help close the state's $113 million budget gap.
The Caledonia County Republicans strongly oppose raising the sales and use tax, and Republican senators agree with their actions. Last night, the Senate unanimously approved a $1.5 billion general fund budget for the 2015 fiscal year. The County Republican Committee has made it clear they are opposing the inclusion of services, and Republican legislators are backing them up. Amongst those who are agreed with the committee's action to oppose the tax are Senator Joe Benning, Representative Jansen Wilhoit, Marty Feltus, Connie Quimby, Scott Beck, and Dick Lawrence.
A construction project that will have a major impact on traffic in Burke is starting up this week. Crews will be replacing the bridge that spans on Dashmill Brook on Route 114. Construction workers are getting ready for the demolition of the bridge to make sure everything goes according to plan. Future traffic of the bridge will be limited from one lane until it shuts down entirely for several weeks this summer. News 7's Tyler Cataract attended the public meeting about the manor and has more.
On average, 3,600 vehicles pass over the Dashmill Brook Bridge on a daily basis. But for the next 3 months, that won't be the case. The bridge is being completely replaced after years of deterioration. As a result, locals are preparing for travel delays and a 3-week closure. Project managers met with concerned residents last night to discuss the impact.
The technology is out there now where we can prefabricate bridge units ahead of time, where we can close the bridge and then replace it in a very short duration.
Despite the quick turnaround, the temporary closure is prompting a detour all the way out to routes 105 and 5A starting May 26th. Locals understand the need for a new bridge, but still have reservations.
Well, this project I think is great for the Northeast Kingdom, for Island Pond and up that way. My only concern was it's right in tourism season, and I was concerned that they wouldn't put a temporary bridge in, but I guess I see they're doing that, so that's great.
According to officials, a recent study revealed that closing and replacing the bridge makes the most sense for everyone involved.
My argument is that this is fast, this is better, this is quicker, it's less expensive, and overall it will be a less impact to the community.
Both residents and project managers expect headaches, but agree that it'll be worth it in the end. Reporting for the Vermont Center for Community Journalism, I'm Tyler Cataract in Burke.
Anyone with questions or concerns about the project can call 802-272-1248.
A controversial vote in East Burke is happening tomorrow. The vote is on whether or not the town should allow recreational vehicle campground for conditional use in the village. However, there is more to the story than meets the eye, since many residents and store owners are against the idea, but Tiki Bar owner Mike Mathers has been trying diligently to get this to a vote for almost a year now.
It's dragged on. It's like it's just a lot of people that don't want it for whatever reason, which is fine. If you read the town plan and how can you bring people to your town center, without creating traffic, I have no idea how you'd come up with anything any better than this. But it's kind of is what it is, and we will see tomorrow how it ends up.
Right now, you must have at least 10 acres of land to have a campground, and the Mathers property is only off by 100 feet. Residents will be voting on the regulations tomorrow.
And while people will be voting on RVs tomorrow, Grand Design RV will be fixing their RVs today and for the foreseeable future. The manufacturer sent out a recall because of the suspension issues. This model, the Reflection 303 RLS, is one of the projects being recalled. Other models included the 303 BHTS and the 313 RLTS, all made between March 12th and April 6th of this year. Dealers will replace the parts for free of charge. Consumers must contact Grand Design customer service at 574-825-9679.
Car break-ins have been on the rise for the past several years, and law officials are stepping up their enforcement. According to Vermont State Police, more break-ins happen this year than any other, or this time of year than many other. Law officials are warning drivers not to leave valuables unattended in their vehicles.
Just lock your car. Make sure, even if it's in your driveway or at your house, or you're just running into a store for a couple minutes, make sure your vehicle's locked, and then don't leave any valuables in plain view.
If you do see anything suspicious, state police encourage you to report it to your local law enforcement office. And now AJ Waterman joins us for a look at our weather. AJ, it's been really cloudy lately. Can you tell us when we're going to see the sunshine again?
So right now we're under a very stagnant pattern. There's a big low pressure system sitting off the coast, but it's slowly pushing out of the region, so we will see some sunshine, but not immediately. It's going to take some time. April view, however, we saw about 7 sunny days for the month of April, 5 cloudy days, 16 precipitation days, and that included about 8 days of snow and 8 days of rain, and amounted to about 2.06 inches of rain, which is actually still below average for rainfall. And we also had temperatures right around average, so it wasn't too bad for the month of April, but we would like to see a little bit more sunshine and a little bit more sunshine in our forecast as well. Current conditions showing some clouds over the region with temperatures in the low to mid 50s, even some 60s, where the sun was able to pop up today. But on satellite radar, you can see that towards the west, towards the east is that big low pressure system, but towards the west is clear skies and warmer conditions that will be slowly pushing into the region over the next 48 hours with some better conditions ahead. And as we take a look at those weather headlines, you can see that the clouds are going to stick around for the day tomorrow, and then warmer and sunnier conditions Friday and into the day on Saturday. And we have to watch some showers for the day on Sunday, but it looks a bit drier, and the next week looks warm and dry as well. And I have all the details on that coming up in just a bit.
Thanks, AJ. And coming up, we've got the latest on V-Trans plans to add more bike lanes to the area. Recent fatalities could help move these plans along.
And one program to help adolescent girls make smarter decisions has made its way to our area.